Hello. So try number two. I'm not sure what was going on with the link or whatever, but we'll try it again. So this is my continuation of my first PowerPoint on finding Lexi's movement impairments, and now we're going to explore correcting Lexi's movement impairments. It won't let me go to the next slide. There we go. Okay, so this is Lexi. She's my roommate. She's 23. She likes watching Criminal Minds, socializing with friends. She has a desk job. She's actually a case manager here in Leavenworth. She just graduated last December, but she does CrossFit 2 to 3 times a week, and exercises, but I'd say she probably exercises at least 5 times a week, whether it be just going on a walk or going on a run or whatever. But I've actually had the privilege to play with Lexi for 3 seasons of volleyball. So when we played at Pratt Community College in 2017, she actually fractured a vertebrae in her back. I don't remember which, but I know it was like in her lower to mid back. It was not in the upper. And then also, while she played at St. Mary, she got plantar fasciitis, which then turned into plantar fibroma. And she got some dry needling and stuff for that, but nothing really has seemed to fix it. Oh no. Okay, there we go. So here's just kind of a review again. There's lateral, frontal, posterior pictures of Lexi right here. Her feet, from her feet, the kinetic chain, they do pronate, and most of the time they're turned outward, no matter what. I tried to get her to keep everything straight, and it's just naturally turned outwards. Also, like, again, her ankles flat, obviously pronate, turn in, but for the most part wasn't too bad. Her knees, very valgus, large Q angle, and her knees are pretty hyperextended. Her LPH complex her right was slightly above her left, and if you can see on that lateral view, her gravity is supposed to be posterior, but it is not. I'd say her gravity is more anterior, which is kind of off. And her shoulder clavicles are even, but her left trapezius drops, which is kind of confusing because she plays volleyball and basketball, and she's right hand dominant, so you would think that her right hand would be more injured, but actually maybe those sports made her right arm stronger, and so her left droops, or her right's overactive, so her left droops. I'm not sure. And then on her posterior and frontal pictures, her head and neck are neutral, and you can't really see any problems, but once you get to that lateral view on the top left, you can kind of see a slight forward head, but not too evident. So I texted her because as of now, she's not living with us. She's moving back soon. But she'd like to be able to participate in CrossFit without pain in her feet. It really hurts her when she jumps, and then that in turn infects her knees. She also would like to be able to go on a run without having to stop halfway through. Due to her pain in her feet. She just says it's excruciating, especially when she had to run on the gym floors. She just said it was horrible. So in conclusion with all that review, I said this in the last PowerPoint, I think that she has pronation distortion syndrome, and I am pretty confident on that. So her shortened muscles, her peroneal soleus, adductors, hip flexors, IT bands, and these are also our overactive muscles. She also has her lengthened muscles, anterior and posterior tib, her VMO, her glute max min, and her external rotators of her hip. Now that I mention it, I don't know, but through the years of playing with her, her hips were always bothering her. So this could be a reason her hips weren't strong enough. So in order to correct this pronation distortion, we are going to use corrective exercise and using inhibit, lengthen, activate, and integrate. Again, this is called the corrective exercise continuum. So inhibiting means to remove the tension in shortened or overactive muscles. The lengthen part, you're going to lengthen muscles with various stretching methods. Activate, you're going to activate the muscles that were underactive or weak. And then you're going to integrate. So everything you learned with inhibit, lengthen, activate, you're going to put forth in a use of dynamic full body exercise. And it makes those changes before just more concrete. So first is inhibit. Foam rolling, which is on the bottom right. He's foam rolling his glute. Glute max min. He could do either in this position. And then you got your trigger point massage ball, which is on the top left. A lot of people say cheaper, just almost as good to use a tennis ball. A tennis ball is your top right image, and that's really good to work out your soleus, arch of your foot, pronation. And then you got the massage stick. And as you can see on the bottom left, she's rolling out her calves. And you want to inhibit the soleus, adductors, hip flexors, IT and all those hamstrings, muscles that I had mentioned. So next is lengthen, and this is the stretching part of the continuum. Same thing, same muscles, hip flexors, IT band, hamstrings, soleus, peroneals, all of those. And on the bottom right, this young lady is stretching out her calves. Middle is her IT band. And then left, hip flexors, IT band, you know. And then you're going to do activate. And these are your lengthened muscles that you want to activate to make them stronger. So it's going to be your anterior tibialis. You can use band exercises. That's going to be the top left exercise. Posterior tibialis, same thing, band exercises. Glute max and min. The young lady on the top right is doing glute exercises. Bridges, different kickbacks, glute activation exercises. And then your external rotators of the hip, that's going to be your bottom right picture. He's just doing some clamshells, and that gets those external rotators. And then for the soleus or feet, calf, you have those activate on the bottom left. Integrate. So that's your last step of your continuum. And so on the top right, you should see that there you're working on balance work on the mat. Same with bottom right. Balance work on the ball, the Bosu ball. So then you practice bounce with step up, and that's on your top left. You can also work on a walking lunge with a balance at the end. And then you could finish with squats on a upside down Bosu ball. Do you have any questions? Sweet. Sorry this didn't work out the first time. I don't know what was going on.